Hello friends, thanks for tuning in. I'm Big Matt. Today we're going to be looking at the controls and indicators on a TEAC 32-2B reel-to-reel. Before we do that, I'd like to send a big shout out to my friend Franz down in Florida. Franz was kind enough to send me this sign. He went to visit his home in Cochabamba, Bolivia last month, and he sent me this cool sign, has my name on it, the year 2024, Cochabamba, Bolivia location on the bottom line, and he's got a Kai GX620 emblem on the machine. He also sent me a bag of espresso that's totally out of this world. Franz, once again, man, thank you so much for these cool gifts. They mean the world to me. Franz, as you may remember, I mentioned him in a couple of my videos earlier. He's the guy that when I was working on the Revox A77, replacing the analog VU meters with those LED VU meters, I didn't have a housing for them, so I kind of just had them jammed in there. Franz fabricated a perfectly fitting housing to mount those VU meters in the A77. Franz is a great technician. He's an engineer by trade, so this reel-to-reel stuff is like a walk in the park for him. He never lets on to that, but just seeing some of the work that he does, he makes it look very, very easy. And I'm encouraging him to put out some videos because he has some great ideas about these machines that I'd really like him to share with the general population. But Franz, once again, thank you so much, my man. I can't wait till I get to come back down to Florida and hang out with you again. And I'm going to be placing this thing somewhere in the shop so we can be seen in all my videos. Once again, thanks so much, Franz. Now we're going to go on to the TEAC Tascam Series 32-2B reel-to-reel. This is a 2-track recorder. It plays and records in the forward mode. It runs at 7.5 and 15 inches per second. You'll notice that it's a dual capstan unit, which is rare for the unidirectional machines. Most of the time you see these dual capstans is on the units that are bi-directional that play in the forward and the reverse modes. So I think it's a little bit of an overkill for this type of machine, but it works great on this 32-2B. As I mentioned, it's a 2-track, runs at 7.5 and 15 inches per second. One of the other unique functions on this unit is it can record in nav equalization or IEC. IEC is a more modern recording setting. The new tapes that you may see from some of these companies, I'm not going to call out any of their names, but the tapes that are very expensive, that are mastered tapes that guys with the super hi-fi systems use are recorded in that format. I always use the nav format. It's an older format, maybe not as efficient as the IEC setting, but yeah, if you ever have a chance, just experiment with both of them and see which one you like the most. But again, that's a very cool feature on this TEAC 32-2B. Most of the machines from this era don't have that function. We'll go over all the controls and indicators on the unit. This is the analog tape counter. When you want to reset it, you just press this button in. This next button is for it's a timer switch. So if it's depressed and the power's off, when you turn the power back on, the unit will go into play mode. Or if you have the record function set, it'll begin recording at power on. This is your power switch. This is your reel size switch. It can take up to 10-inch reels. If you want to use a smaller reel, press this button in and it'll set the tension right for the smaller reels. This is your tape speed switch, 7.5 when it's depressed, 15 inches per second when this switch is released. These are your record enable switches. When they're depressed, the record light will flash as it's doing now. If these are released, then the unit is in safe mode, so you're not going to go into record even if you hit record and play. you're still in safe mode with these things released. This is your pitch control. If you want the tape to play a little bit faster, just turn this knob clockwise. If you want it to play a little bit slower, you'll turn it counterclockwise. This is your Q lever. When it's lifted and the unit is in fast forward or rewind, you'll hear the song speeding by. And people use this for, like, if they're trying to find the spot in between at the end of a song or the beginning of a song. You'll hear the music sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks, and then you'll hear a blank spot. That means it's at the end of the tape. It's the control panel. You've got self-explanatory: rewind, stop, play, fast forward, pause. Record and mute is when you're making a recording and you want to record a blank spot on the tape. You just press this record and mute, and it'll block the recorded signal from reaching the tape. And this is the record switch. Press that along with the play switch when these two switches are enabled, and you'll go into the record mode. Left and right microphone inputs. This is your left and right VU meter. This is your microphone level control, your line input level controls, and your output level controls. On the bottom row, we got the mic attenuation. If your microphone is coming in too hot, you just press this button in and the signal decreased about, says 30 dB. Record bias and equalization. Those are for different formulations of tape. Old school train of thought was you leave it in the one position for normal bias tapes. You press these two in for high bias tapes. I always tell people, just experiment with these things as you're recording and see which one sounds best to you and go with that. And we briefly discussed the IEC NAB equalization switch. These last two switches are for your tape source inputs. Right now we're listening to my PC. If we want to listen to the tape, we would release those two switches, and now we would monitor whatever's recorded on the tape. Moving to the rear of the machine. This unit will accept a DBX unit, encoder, decoder. If you're not using that function, you want to leave these jumpers installed the way they are now. The RCA inputs are for the line in and for the line out. This is for your DBX control signal, and this last one is for your remote control. We'll do a quick demonstration of the record function on this unit. Again, I've got a song being played from my PC, and I'm going to go into the record mode. Press record and play at the same time. So this is what's going on to the tape, and when we release these two switches, we're going to hear what's actually being recorded on the tape. That's the actual recording. And I've got that song on loop, so it'll start again. And right now, excuse me, we're recording at 15 inches per second. I'm going to drop it down to 7.5 inches per second. That's the wheel size switch. And on these TEAC machines, you got a little pause in between the speed change. Again, this is the TEAC Tascam Series 32-2B. I'm Big Matt, and thanks again for watching this video.